new friend, actually called Markus Leuenberger from ECN.
Thank you, Jan.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have heard this morning quite a lot about the ecosystem of creating new ventures. So we have heard a lot of startups, different kind of venture, also corporate ventures. We have had also different investors, and I'm actually quite proud to be the first tech institute. Maybe you think what I'm doing here, but we heard that tech institutes can add, of course, something to technology innovation, and I'm glad to be here, and I will hopefully elaborate in the coming 10 minutes something about the role of a tech institute in the whole ecosystem of creating new ventures, and also our position in bringing a new technology to the market. Of course, I want to start with the symbol. R is a technology institute, an ivory tower. You know, it's an old picture and an old image, an old symbol, actually originated in biblical texts in the Middle Age. And it actually symbolizes the noble art of dedicating oneself to the abstract mind. So if you translate that in my words, it's actually useless knowledge, solving problems in a theoretical way without any link to day-to-day applications. Of course, that's a great thing to bring a lot of intelligent people together, has a lot of advantages, but also disadvantages of having impractical solutions as a result, and also a little bit inaccessible, elite. And I just want to bring that as a theory, and actually want to explain you that we maybe are a little bit different as well. To first begin with ECN. ECN is actually a technology institute focusing on renewable energy research. We are based in close to Amsterdam. You see our headquarters here. And actually we have an in-depth knowledge of energy research on renewable energy, but actually also to bridge that and bring that into the practice, we have quite some remarkable milestones achieved in the past years. And just to show you a few examples of that, for instance, in our solar business, we developed technology to produce solar cells, PV cells, and actually today approximately 80% of all produced solar cells are carrying our ECN technology inside, which is the N-type PV cell. Next to that, we also invest in thin film technology, and also our lab-to-fab technology actually helps to bring efficiently new technology to the market. In our wind business, we're focusing on two main areas, the offshore wind parks, and on the other side on world-class test facilities. And that combination actually brings all activities is aiming at reducing cost of energy of a wind park. And also there we have quite a nice track record. If you look at all the offshore wind parks in the Nordic Sea, in 60% of these parks we are involved with our technology and our software tools to efficiently manage offshore wind parks. Next to that, we also do a lot of bio-based activities. We are quite reputed in torrefaction technology, so it's turning biomass into energy pellets. And we also are very famous with our gasification technology, so turning biomass into gas and further on to electricity. Next to that, we work on as a trusted advisor in policy studies, so both for governments, but also for big corporations and medium-sized companies, to actually analyze impacts of newer laws on the strategy of a company. We do that together with 550 people, have a global approach, and actually the strong point is that we really know how tough it is to bring new technology to the market. We know what it takes to scale up from lab scale to bring that up to development stages of demo projects and pilot projects. Because we have done that many, many times, and we have great test facilities to actually help companies to do risk mitigation in that exploration. To be successful in that, we work with multidisciplinary teams. So we don't only have conceptual people, but we also have process engineers, we have operators. So we have a whole bunch of people to bring towards that bridge from research to the market, actually. And of course, very important is that we see, of course, that all these elements have to be integrated together. We talk about sun, we talk about wind, brings, of course, intermittency issues. So we also research a lot on storage things to integrate the whole, all the amounts and bring together integrated solutions. Not surprisingly, looking at the actual economic context, also for an institute as ours, the wind has changed dramatically in the past years. We have had some government funding, of course, for research programs, but that is diminishing year on year. And also, this together brings that we need to really readdress our strategy much more towards the market and really want to connect with the market. And I think it's needless to say that the dynamics in the ecosystem we're all involved is created by entrepreneurs. Really guys which take up new stuff and they create the dynamics. So our ambition is to connect to that world. And then entrepreneurs, of course, are assisted in their ventures by venture capitalists. And last summer, we decided actually to start with connecting towards these venture capitalists to create actually products, and we try to address the services tailored to the venture capitalists. And with that, we created a flexible team with two guys, Marco Bakker and Christian Roth, he's also in the public here, to actually have a very low approachable way of working together with venture capitalists without charging them too quickly, but enabling them to have easy access to our experts. One of the services we developed is technology due diligence. Actually, that's a service to de-risk investments in technology. We do that with people, with experts, and we try to match that with the needs of the venture capitalists. And actually, how that process works is that normally that the venture capitalist would call Marco or Christian to just focus on a certain market segment or a certain company. And then these guys would check with our 550 people whether we have the experts available. And then they would set up actually first conference call. And the conference call would actually give the chance to the venture capitalists to ask some certain questions and to get some background ideas. And from that on, we would really create a project, which normally would be the first step of doing some analysis of documents, followed by investigation of a site visit of a plant, and of course interviews, and maybe also our own lab tests we could apply. And we have outside in the drinking area, we have some more information about that. So if you see there, we can also show you more what we could do for you. Let me finish, quite on time, finish the presentation by hopefully having given you the picture of ECN not being an ivory tower, but actually an opportunity to tap into 550 resources to collaborate together and create new great stuff. Everything we do, of course, is built on trust, on the mutual dialogue, and I would invite you to start a discussion. So, and if you have a venture, please have the coming days we can discuss about possibilities working together. And in the context of technical due diligence, we would really look forward to see what we can do for you and maybe take that further on. Thank you very much for your attention.
So your customized service offering actually is for entrepreneurs on the one hand,
Yes.
but also for VCs. It could be the entrepreneur that becomes your customer, or it could be the VC.
Could be both. Normally, at the beginning stage, it could be an entrepreneur or a VC. But actually, what I want to make sure that we understand the uncertainties and the long breath you need, and also the hectic. You know, if you have to close a deal, or if you have to get some information. So we want to be very easy accessible and give a lot of information to make a decision for the VC.
And are you charging by a man-day rate, or are you charging a fixed fee? How can I imagine? And
well,
how much would it be?
How much for you? It would be for free, yeah.
Because remember, we have you on Ecosummit TV now,
yes.
YouTube.
Okay.
I get a free due diligence.
You get a free due diligence.
But for the people who have to pay?
People, at the beginning, what I said, the first conference call would be no charge at all.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that from our experience, we work together now with VCs. Some of those are sitting here in the room. It's a way of enabling them to get more access to information and expertise. Mm-hmm. Of course, afterwards we would charge, and then it will be ours, yes. But really tailored to the scope of the VC, yes.
Okay. Do you have a question for Markus in the audience?
You mentioned some of the storage technologies that you're looking at. Can you elaborate a little bit? What areas are you looking at in terms of electrical storage?
Well, storage, for instance, it's CO2 storage, but also if you look at, for instance, power to gas, if you have the intermittency, so you translate the power, the extra power you have into gas, so with electrolysis, H2, and then we can convert that, for instance, into methanol. So these kind of storage technologies we look into.
And how much activity are you seeing in that space at the moment?
How much?
Well, are you seeing
what kind of KPI you want?
Are you seeing much interest from entrepreneurs, from companies, from the ecosystem?
Yeah, we have. Actually, we do a lot of open innovation platforms. For instance, we do right now. We are involved with a project where a lot of utilities are participating. So the Essence or the Vattenfalls, like 6-7 utilities, and we look at an integral way of how to deal with the power to gas subject. So that's a concrete project we're doing right now. Yes.